Hi everyone, thanks for watching our channel. So you've been with us during the recovery of USS The Sullivans, and now we are rehabbing and decontaminating. And thank you for all of your interest, your subscriptions. Ring the bell, subscribe, leave comments, and I hope you enjoy this video. Greetings, fair subscribers and viewers, for another update on USS The Sullivans. This coming at the end of June into the 4th of July weekend. So I'll give you some bullet point updates as I have them. As of right now, we have secured from the city a 30-day rental for dehumidifiers and air movers. So we're thinking that we're renting them out 1 month at a time, because after the 30 days, she could be pretty dried in the spaces that we need her to be dried in. As of right now, we have about 10 dehumidifiers going 24/7 and 15 to 20 air blowers going at any given time. So we rented those for 30 days, and we will see how she is at the end concerning humidity, any weeping water anywhere, and to see how that has dried her out. If at the end of the 30 days we feel we need to rent or re-up again for another month, we will do so. Also like to point out here, you can very clearly see the prior water line right there. So as we've been pumping, and they even pumped into the last week in June, bringing off all that oil and water has raised her quite high out of the Buffalo River. And you can see we usually never see that number 7 draft. Usually the first number we can see is the 8, but that's even down to the 6. I know it's not even painted, but the 6 is underneath there, underneath the 7. So we're looking at, oh my word, 2 feet, 3 feet, maybe not 3 feet, but 2 feet. All right, and then that leads to some discussion with our YouTube viewers and subscribers about center of gravity. All right, and so the center of gravity is really high right now, and we are working to address that before the winter. All right, whether that means bringing some perma-ballast on board and putting it in centerline holds, or bringing some controlled water back on board. All right, more than likely perma-ballast, some sort of mud material. All right, so we understand that her center of gravity is really high right now, and we need to address that moving forward so she doesn't start really having some severe lists in weather, or when we get a river, we get a seiche coming in from Lake Erie. All right, all of us are still working 6-7 days. If we're working 7 days, usually on the 7th day we're only here for 2 or 3 hours, but still a lot of meetings going on and things like that. All right, so for some other updates. Currently, work has actually stopped on the hull of the Sullivans. I know that sounds shocking. Why would we stop work? Well, Bidco started the work they began last year, and they were finding so much degradation along the seams, down underneath, not at the keel or the garboards, but as you're coming up the strakes, right around the curvature of the keel, of the hull, there were so many seams that had, the welded seams that had broken, that we said we started this work last summer. We are now stopping the work, and we are putting out an RFP, a request for proposals for naval architects. Right, we did have a naval architect here during the incident, part of the Unified Command, but we are looking to get one here again to really do a very serious naval survey. Not a marine survey. We're not going to bring someone in who surveys houses or buildings, which is what we have used in the past. We've used marine surveyors in the past. We need a Navy surveyor. So as of right now, all of the work that BIDCO had started last year and then continued on through this year so far for about a month has stopped. And that's because obviously this incident changed the game a little bit in terms of the work that they were doing last year. And, the ship is not the same as when she was on, say, April 12th. So the naval surveyor will be able to come in, analyze each compartment, transverse bulkheads, framing, to see really where our needs are, and then put together a plan, and then that's the plan that we will follow moving forward. So the needs from February of 2021 are not the same as the needs of July 2022. For the artifacts have come off board. Most of them are off right now, especially in the A section, which would be the bow section. That area didn't have, where the artifacts are, did not have any water incursion or oil incursion. And so those are all pulled off now. We brought out the artifacts and the collections that had product or water on them. We left the ones that were dry on board, but now those have also come off board. And starting, I have about 12 volunteers that showed an interest. And so starting in after the 4th of July holiday, the week of July 11th, we'll be bringing people on board to then begin conserving those artifacts. So I think that's the update for now. Let me get over here. Also, one of the things that we have been talking about is for a dry dock plan. Obviously, we've been speaking of that. So Bill and I, the Director of Operations, have been going through the plans and the collections from when they moved the ships here in 2002. All right, so thankfully we have those in our collections. The blueprints, the mooring plans, site plans, things like that. And we have discovered that it's probably always in our face so much that we don't even think about it, that these bumpers and fenders will have to be removed to get Croker and to get the Sullivans out of their current nested configuration. So we said, well, that could be a big barrier for us. So we've been going through the plans to see if these bumpers and fenders right here can be removed, and if so, what is left buried, and they're bolted at least the plans say they're bolted into the riverbed, that if we remove what you see, will that prevent the ships from moving? So if we still have, say, 6 or 7 feet of pilings down here, that might prevent the movement of the Sullivans to move out smoothly from this nest. We would move the little rock, that would come out. We'd have to move the fenders and bumpers. So we are looking at those plans and going to have them analyzed by a blueprint reader to say, do they come out fully right out of the rock bed? Do they come out half? All right, do they separate halfway down, or how far do they separate halfway down? And of course, then what is left after we can remove them totally? Because that might prevent the Croaker and the Sullivans from being able to be moved easily out of their current nested position. Okay, now I think that's all of the updates for now. All right, hope everyone has a happy and safe 4th of July. It's the holiday weekend here, and we're still working hard for DD 537. We stick together, don't give up the ship, and thank you very much.